Hello. Welcome to the morning show. We're back. I don't know how many people are live with us in AMP, and I know that you cut the song out from like reposting, so I'll pause it. I don't know how many people can hear that. Maddie, is there a way that I can see you?
So we have a webcam here and it worked. The webcam's going in Streamlabs, but Zoom does not like this webcam.
Damn. So I can't see you.
Yeah, unfortunately for the both of us.
Well, you can see me?
Oh, I can see you.
Nice. We haven't done morning in a little bit. I apologize for that for the people that tune in. Interesting situation because it's like I like morning, and when it was what it was in the quarantine, I really enjoyed it. Then it turned into like a lot of work, and obviously we're cutting back on things, so it is kind of the first to go. I wish it was bigger. I wish that like I wish down the line it'd be cool to have a show, but I just don't have time for this, man. There's a lot of things I don't have time for. Be cool to have a show that was just like kind of like free flowing interests and like even like guests, like musicians that I know that like want to come on and just talk about whatever. But
Right.
morning was never that big, and this surely isn't that big. But I appreciate everyone tuning in and listening. And it's it's our secret society basically. But we yeah, I don't know. Maybe like the new YouTube, Maddie, like you could use it for clips there. I have no idea. But
Yeah, there's
at
other ideas we can do. But at this point, that Nebraska episode is the most listened to on YouTube so far.
which one?
What's that guy's name? Ted Kuzer or something like that?
Ted Kuzer, yeah.
Didn't we talk about him for like a full episode?
Maybe. What was the title of the episode?
I'm pulling up YouTube one sec.
You mean the most listened to like of like the AMP?
Recents. Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah. On YouTube or on YouTube plus the podcast app?
Adding them both.
Because I know that people still listen on the podcast app, right?
Yes.
Appreciate that. They were just subscribed so it comes on.
Right.
Do you leave the song on for them, just not YouTube? Or do you cut it out for both?
I cut it for both. I could leave it for the podcast.
Yeah, unless it's more work for you, you don't have to. Well, anyway, good morning. I wish I had like a cup of coffee with me. I don't. I have a thing of water. That's what I loved.
Hmm.
When it truly was, morning, but I don't think that's going to exist for a while, maybe in the off season. I'm home for those listening on the podcast app and on AMP and not don't have the visuals for us because I know live on AMP you don't have it. And also in the future on Tuesdays around 10:30, or I think at any time of your convenience, Maddie, if they do the archive, you can say, Alexa, play morning on AMP, and I'll come on. Is that correct?
Yep. Yeah. So apparently Amazon has seen that the most traffic comes from people listening on their Alexas. And so they're really getting behind the Alexa play morning on AMP.
Okay. I do think people back in the day liked the aspect of me, like, how we had it so like you could see my computer screen
Right.
and me and like what I was searching. And I know we have this deal with AMP. I don't know how long. I don't know if we're re-upping with AMP. I don't. That's kind of on them, on us. But I think the best form of this show was when it was like I would still want a producer, like I would still want you or someone with me.
Yep.
Because dude, setting up morning back in the day when I did that took so long
Yeah.
to set up my camera, the big camera, and then I remember I would switch them so then
Yep.
I was in the top right and it was down there, and I had
Right.
like the album cover, the weather, the baseball, like I had it all set up. Like it would.
Yeah.
That's my biggest problem is I don't like doing things if I don't do them like really thought out or like put effort into it.
Right. Right.
So whenever I come up with a fun idea, I always then kill myself. I was just talking and I was explaining this to Katie because I've been stressed out about work or just like my schedule. It's kind of crazy. And it's like, well, don't do all that. It's like I can't not. Like I used to do content before, and I wouldn't even call it content then because no one was watching. I was just making videos, and I did an IPA taste test series because I used to like write a blog for no one, just by myself. You know what it was? Because back in the day when when in college I would like read Barstool or I would read these blogs and then they would talk about hiring, and it's the same thing for us. Um, is they would always say like if you're not doing it, then you're not going to get hired. Like you need to do it for a while just because you enjoy it and put in like the hours before anyone's going to hire you. You can't just say like, "Hey, hire me to write this or hire me to cover this," if you've never like wrote or covered things. So I had uh, a blog. It was like johnboyblog.com for like 2 years. And it was like every Wednesday was this, every Tuesday was this. There was video series, there was like written series. I
Yep.
had Saturday Cry, where I was like, you're hungover on a Saturday, you need a good emotional video, just get some tears out. And
Right.
I went all out. But it was more just because I like doing that stuff. I did an IPA taste test, and for the championship, I I bought two glasses and I painted them with chalkboard paint.
Yeah.
So it had like a 1 and a 2 on there, and it was black, so I couldn't see the beer. So it was
Right.
like blind, and then the audience could see 1 or 2 with chalk on the. And like, I went out and bought chalkboard paint and bought glasses, spent the day like painting them, and I think I fucked one up. And no one watched that. So I guess that's just how I do shit. But that morning was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun. I remember really enjoying that when it existed, how it did.
Yeah. That was, I think I told you before, that was when COVID was strong back in 2020. I would kind of start my work days listening to that at my
Yeah,
last job.
it was cool. And I do have like a lot of like I'm a person with a lot of interests. I don't like aside from sports and stuff. So it was like a cool outlet for that. But then it's just like kind of scratching the surface. It's not like deep dives into any of that, which is the title of that Cruiser episode, which maybe that's like the magical title, deep dive.
Right.
Or did that get shared somewhere? I have no idea.
Possibly. Maybe Ted was listening. He just listens to it on repeat for the past 2 months, so it just racks up the views.
Hmm, that'd be good. I remember there was one episode about like how the native tribe is owed so much money, but they won't accept it, and that was like the most viewed morning episode on YouTube,
Right.
and it got like a lot on.
That
I
was
think
popular.
it was on the main YouTube.
Okay.
Oh, so yeah, which I think is saying something that like the main YouTube, like if you have a catchy title, but comparatively, it didn't get a lot.
Sure.
Whatever. How are you doing?
I'm good. Um, Similarly to you, I think, I mean, I made graphics in Photoshop for uh 6 years, sports graphics, just whenever I felt like it. Um, Probably not as routine as you, but I mean, I was getting 10 likes on Instagram for a long, long time.
Hmm.
So yeah, I feel you there.
Well, yeah, that's that for anyone that ever wants a job. It sounds like I've said it so much, it sounds like not real words anymore. But if you're not doing it for yourself, then you're not going to be successful.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise good. Sam and I came up with an idea this morning.
Okay, I like that.
It may or may not involve a Halloween costume costume contest. So looking
Mm.
forward to that. Um, Otherwise, I see Zach's little icon listening right now, so that made me happy.
What's up, Z man? I found the episode. It's actually the third most viewed one on the main channel. It was the Lakota Sioux have over $1 billion waiting for them, but refuse to take it. Because I used to just do Wikipedia dives, right? See, I
Um,
would love to do like just like these sessions again.
we can get that going.
Yeah, it would. I would just need so much more off my plate, but it would be fun. And then the most viewed one was Luis Ayala used a giant glove, which is baseball, so that made sense.
Hmm.
Um, But then I don't think, because these were on the main channel and people definitely weren't like listening to the main channel for lives, which is what the mistake we ran with Morning and Wake and Jake putting them on there.
Right.
Because yeah, like the retention was so bad. Ha!
Yeah.
I remember when we like started looking at that, we're like, oh, we gotta stop doing this.
The
Which
most
is why the warehouse games, like even floorball is not getting, it's getting good views, but it's not getting crazy like views. I think we wished it was a little higher. I think we have to figure out how to market those a little better. I think we have to figure out how to deliver them in a timelier way. So it's like a 2-week push instead of over the course of a month. But the people who do watch the warehouse game stuff, right?
Yep.
The retention's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's crazy. 60% of the people that clicked on it watched till the end of the game. I mean, in YouTube world, like that's
insane.
for 40-minute video. That's nuts. So that's where sometimes views are a vanity view. Subscribers are a vanity number for sure, like 100%. Which is so bizarre because so many people judge you on subscribers. But it was like John Boy Media broke 1 million subscribers, and it's like, yeah, but 10 million people look at that channel a month. So it's, and that matters more than the other thing.
Right.
YouTube's weird. But even this Forgotten Rotten versus Worm Burner. So 53% of the people that clicked it watched to the very end of the game, which was 30 minutes deep. It's wild.
That's insanely good for the algorithm.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, I'd love to do morning again. Dude, I have so many ideas of things that I've wanted to do that I can't. And then I kind of had my breakthrough point. I was talking to you yesterday of like, I think I gotta get back to doing the stuff I really enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
And I really enjoy trying new things constantly.
Right.
So that video series idea I was talking about yesterday, and this is a morning, so it's a chat full of secrets I can tell them. I've kicked this around in my head forever. And then I also offered it to Jack and Zoe for We Got Ice, but I might be taking it back now because I want to do it.
Yeah.
I looked at this weekend. So this weekend, Katie and James are going to, my mom is up in Rochester, has like a lake house with my dad. I can't go because we're going Stanford Yes Network on Sunday. So that means like Thursday night, Friday, Saturday. It's just me home alone, being lonely, missing my wife and baby. So I need to occupy my mind. So I found I looked at the schedule of weird sports happening, and it's pretty good, Maddie.
I like to hear that.
So I don't know if we find someone to help me if I try to like do it myself, but look what we have. So my idea for those listening is I've wanted to do this since maybe December or January. There's so many leagues out there that nobody knows about besides like the diehard fans of those leagues.
Yep.
And I don't know, a storyline's a storyline and a highlight's a highlight. So I wanted to make it like an ESPN 8 Ocho whip around 8-minute show where like I'm sitting at a green screen desk and the highlights are behind me. And it's like the title was going to be like update on the leagues you don't watch, or like what happened in the leagues you don't know about, something like catchier than that, but actually our titles are never catchy. But not like the joke is people are gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't ask for this. But you actually find like sick highlights or like cool storylines and share them, which I think is awesome. Because one hand, it's kind of tongue in cheek, like you guys missed this, and the audience is like, yeah, I don't even know that exists. But then you show the video and you talk about it, and they're like, oh shit, that was pretty cool. So this weekend, college sports start. So field hockey and volleyball start. And I've tweeted about field hockey and volleyball before because like the highlights of field hockey and volleyball can be really cool. not a lot of people watch full games unless like you have a relative playing or you're from one of the colleges that's really good at it. But I remember I tweeted to the field hockey goalie that made that save once and it went viral. And then people wrote articles about it and all that. Tech ball,
Yep.
that's happening. There's a tournament in LA. That's the ping pong played with a soccer ball and you only use your head. It is really big in Brazil. I think I did a breakdown on it that like got a ton of views.
Yep.
Brazil wins the 2019 Tech Ball, 1.5 million views. So that's happening. There's the Warrior Games for the wounded vets, and they have this. Like a lot of that's cool, like rugby football and the sitting volleyball finals, and spike ball has a big tournament going on.
Ooh.
And those always have cool highlights.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I need a researcher because the only way I would do it is like you have to. We're not mocking the sports. We're sharing the love for them. It's a little funny because no one asked for it, but like I would want to read articles and recaps of the games from like people that cover them to make sure we're actually getting like the right info across. Like,
yeah,
let's go to the spike ball where team blah blah gets the victory on this serve. They lost the last 2 years on heartbreakers and finally come around, but that needs to be actual real info.
Yeah. Right.
But you can go to like Twitter and just read the replies or Reddit, read the the comments. So I think I might want to try it.
I like it.
I also think it could live on the main channel.
I agree.
So, and then I'm trying to make breakdowns that I enjoy. I just need to find time to do them. Dude, the problem is I'm so tired lately, or always. I'm going to the doctor Friday, so we'll see what's wrong with me.
Yeah.
But I'm too tired to do like post game recaps for Yankee games.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, I did one because it's a big game. And like, it took me like 7 tries because I kept doing it. I'm like, I sound asleep. It's like, I am asleep.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, so that's a secret idea I want to do. I've been spending the morning. So I wanted to wake up and do breakdowns. I allowed myself to sleep in a little bit. And then I've been spending the morning looking at a topic I want to do for the midweek show of Talking Baseball.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how to share the research I would do with other people because I go about it in such a weird way because I'm not that good at queries or research, but then I am good at it.
Right.
What I want to talk about, we record it today, it comes out tomorrow, is Sandy Alcantara is awesome, except against the Dodgers.
Okay.
And Zach Wheeler's having an awesome season, except against the Mets.
Right.
So I wanted to find that I'm trying to put together a stat of, and we record at in like 2 hours. So I don't know if I'm going to finish this, of the top 10 pitchers in both leagues. And then find teams that don't fear them. Because that's always interesting. Like Trev Barrios, he's not good this year, but he was always good. And me and Jake were always like, not like Yankees hit him pretty good. We don't like fear him, and it's always weird when you're like, wait, what? Like before the numbers, if I found out the Dodgers don't fear Alcantara at all, I'd be like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like there's certain really good pitchers that certain teams are just like, nah, like happy to face them.
Exactly.
I'm trying to find that. All I built so far was the top AL pitchers average game line, which I like better than per 9.
I agree.
Because per 9 innings is what they did when pitchers were supposed to pitch 9 innings.
Right.
No one pitches 9 innings now, so I always like per game.
How many innings pitched, stuff like that.
Yeah, how many hits per game, runs per game, earned runs per game is like so I have the AL for that. Like Drew Rasmussen has pitched 21 games and he has a 2.82 ERA, but he averages 5 innings a game. Now I know the Rays, and that's funny business. but he also averages 4 hits and 1.2 walks a game. So he's got a what's that, a 1 point something whip,
Yep.
which comparatively I don't think is as good as the others. Or maybe it's right around there.
I feel like it's right around there, but
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what I've been spending my morning on. So the song that I opened the show with, I feel like is a perfect morning song. Like back when I was like really letting him play and like we were easing into the show.
yep.
And it's a new song, so I'm excited about new songs. I never know how to pronounce his last name. D'Amato. It's Damato with a like apostrophe, like my name.
Mm,
So like it when O's have apostrophes, it's O Brian.
yep.
But I feel like when D's have apostrophes, you still just like say it. Like you don't say
Yeah.
D'Amato,
Right. Just say tomato.
D'Amato. I guess there's a famous boxing coach named D'Amato. Why is that? Oh, that is weird, huh?
What would your name be otherwise? O'Brien?
O'Brien?
Yeah.
O'Brien? Did you hear that?
Not really.
I went to pronouncenames.com. I'll put the mic up to my laptop.
D'Amato.
D'Amato.
That's funny.
Anyway, I really like his songs. This song is it's slower. It sounds like Raylan Baxter to me. I don't know if people know who that is, but he's got 2 out. Dude, I haven't. This is when you know you like a song. I haven't even listened to the second song. So he released 2 new songs, and I haven't even listened to the second one because I just been listening to the first one over and over again.
Right.
Wonder if I can play a little bit like line by line because that's what I used to do. I used to talk about like poems or songs that I like.
Yep.
I'll play a little bit just and enough that hopefully we don't get fucked by it. If we do, whatever. Okay, here we go.
The first night I had that dream, I was scared, but I wasn't sure if I was sleeping or was I weeping. I did my tears so right through the floor.
Oh, I probably went too long. Anyway, so he writes songs that are personal, which I like. I mean, I like people that write. I guess I like when people write stories that aren't about themselves, but they still feel first person or personal or like a story about someone. And he said this album is going to be a departure from that. And he's not writing about himself, but he's just thinking of characters and storylines. And he wanted to write a song about like the saddest man in the world, and like the loneliest and saddest man going.
Yep.
So the first lines are there. Last night I had this dream. He was scared, but he wasn't sure. And he's like, I was weeping. Did my tears soak through the floor? So the song is about a guy who's so lonely and sad that his tears flood the world.
Well, that's something.
Which is like a funny concept. It's
Yeah.
kind of a silly concept, like it's literally like a cartoon. But then he's singing it very seriously and sadly. And I like the line, I'll get to it, about when the neighbors realize what's happening.
As the waters rose up, my neighbors showed up. They came pounding on my door.
As the waters rose up, my neighbors showed up. They came pounding on my door.
But it's too late now, and my first mate's now. It's this old building, just south from shore.
Yes, but it's too late now. They're my first mates now, as this whole building drifts out to shore. So that's a fun cartoon.
That is.
Like, yeah, he cried a flood, and now I don't know. It's like silly and dumb, but it's also made me laugh the first time I heard it. It's too late. You guys are just my first mates now. We're on a ship. It's this building.
Yeah.
But I love the sound of that song. It reminds me of Raylan Baxter, which I posted on Instagram the other day too. Raylan Baxter's album, where it's like yellow backdrop. Mr. Rodriguez is on there and a bunch of other songs. This guy hasn't put out an album in forever, though. And I think he's from New Jersey. So I'm excited about that.
Almost time for a concert, some say.
Yeah, his last album was 2016, and I liked that one.
Okay.
I guess he put out some singles in 2020 and some other stuff, but not an album. Cool. Well, anyway, I like that song. I've been listening to it a lot. I like the vibe of it. The other thing, we can take a call, Maddie, and then we can pivot to like TV and series and that aspect of what we want to do. Are people in here? I know we didn't put. We were
No, there's a decent amount.
all right, because we didn't put it on Instagram, so we were wondering if people like actually use the Instagram story to come.
There's 7 callers right now, which is a high for recent weeks. I invited the first person that joined, Sporty Spice.
Wow. Okay. What's Sporty Spice names? Wasn't she the one with a repeat name? Mallory. What is all the Spice Girls names? Mel.
Is Mel B.
Yeah. There's two Mels, right?
Now you're really digging to the depths of my knowledge on the Spice Girls. But Sporty Spice didn't join. So the next person on this list is Grounds Crew.
Okay.
Let me see the Spice Girls though. Spice.
Victoria, Sporty Spice was Melanie C. So I was right.
Okay.
I know my Spice Girls.
Yeah, you were more right than me. I said
Yeah.
B.
Well, Mel B is Scary Spice. I knew that because she went on to do like solo stuff. Yeah.
Do you know the others? I guess he looked at it now.
Well, you have Posh Spice is the wife of Beckham.
Yep.
What's her name?
Victoria.
And then what's the main one? Jerry or G something?
Yeah.
What was her Spice Girl name? Ginger?
Yeah.
Ginger. Yeah. Okay.
So off the top of my head, I could have only told you Victoria Beckham, Mel B, and then obviously knew there was another Mel, but
did you see the Ghost of Hagerstown shirt?
yeah.
I don't know if we put it up.
I don't think we've put it up yet, but
they almost had a walk off, and I was gonna be like, this is amazing. Let's get it up. And then did you see the 2 different versions?
yes.
What were your thoughts?
The first one was a little cute.
Yeah, the second one's hilarious. I need them to win. That team plays again because we're trying to donate the proceeds to like the town and Little League or something, like work with them with it. But they need to like give us another chance to promote it.
So was that the sign that you put in the second video? Was made that sign?
Someone made that sign and brought it to like the gymnasium.
Yeah. Right.
Which is hilarious.
So now are they win or go home?
Yeah. They're in double elimination now.
Right. I invited a few people. Brian finally joined.
Hello.
What's up, Brian?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Just walking my dog right now. Decided to call in a little bit.
What kind of dog do you have?
She was a rescue from Puerto Rico, so they're not, exactly sure, but they're saying mostly lab and dachshund, which strange mix when you think about it.
Okay. Are you from Puerto Rico?
No, I'm from Jersey.
Oh, okay. Where in Jersey?
I'm from Freehold.
Cool. I just Googled Lab Docs and Mix. Look cute. Freehold, big Springsteen fan?
He's big on here. Yeah, I listen to him. I mean, it's not like I'll play him not like 24/7, but if it comes on, I'll keep it on.
You ever listen to the song My Hometown?
Yep, references real directly in it.
Yeah, it's about Freehold. I did a report on that song for Sociology of Music.
That's cool.
Yeah. What's going on?
Not much. I commented this on like one of the first of these videos I watched. You always reference your son as Baby James, and that
Yeah.
always reminds me of the song "Sweet Baby James" by James
And-
Taylor. You know that song?
Yeah, it's on his sleeping playlist that we have for him. And I think I think that song exists for the same reason we say it, because like Baby James is just fun to say because of that second A vowel kind of rhymes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like good night, you moonlight ladies. Rockabye, sweet baby James. But yeah.
It's soft. So I mean, if you're trying to put him down to sleep, I feel like that'd be a good song for that too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's on the playlist. I didn't know it before we started calling him that. So when we started calling him that, then like someone said like, oh, there's a song, and then I looked it up. But I knew James Taylor, so I probably heard it before, but I didn't like know it off the top of my head.
Yeah, my dad was a big James Taylor fan, so he wanted to name my brother James and his middle name Taylor. So my dad was really into him.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, it's got some good songs. Fire and Rain, it's an awesome one.
Yeah.
The Toy Story song, isn't that him? No, that's
he sang. I know he sang one in Cars, like one of those songs, like in the like when they're doing a flashback in the Cars movie.
he's got a lot of songs, I think. Something in the Way She Moves. You've Got a Friend. It is the Toy Story song.
Yeah,
But I feel like the version they play is not by him, but Randy Newman.
I think that may be a different song because I'm not exactly sure, but I think that they're two different songs with the same name.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh. Well, I guess that happens. Cool.
yeah, I guess so.
What's that?
That's it. Yeah, I guess they're just different songs. I think.
Cool. Cool. Anything else going on? You a Yanks fan?
Yeah, I'm a Yanks fan. Big win last night, but I don't know how to feel about Monty. You saw his game last night, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I saw his game. His curveball looks different too. It looked like not a loopy curveball, but like a sharp, like slider curveball in some of the highlights I saw Pitching Ninja put out. I'm happy for Monty.
I just miss him.
Yeah, we'll see if Montas and Bader like come through. I'll give them through September, but I think they thought they were getting Pablo. I still kind of think that because that trade doesn't make sense. And I wonder, I always look at pitchers that. What's that?
I said it doesn't make complete sense. I'm just hoping Bader makes a big catch in the playoffs or something. So, but for now, starting pitcher is always something you got to keep around. So,
Wow, they did change his pitch mix a ton when he went there. Huh.
probably getting that curveball love from Wayno.
I always like when people go places, pitchers go places, and the team like messes with their pitch mix. And it looks like that's what happened here with Monty. Like right away, they took his sinker and just said nope and dropped it from 51% to like 28. They took his four seam and lifted it. Wow. That's interesting.
Seems to be working for him.
Yeah. Huh. I wonder if the Yankees look at that. Like they're not just like, well, he wasn't doing that here. They actually look at it and they're like, oh, like maybe we missed something.
They're super into their analytics, so I'm assuming they're looking at it, but they got rid of him and JP Sears, so there's nothing really to look back on now for them.
I do wonder, and this like I know this would come off as like a Yankee bias take. And I don't mean it to be. It's just like an open thought, which don't exist anymore in some spaces of our internet life. But an open thought I had was like, I wonder how much the Montas trade, like I wonder how much Cashman and the Yankees thought of Sears, because we heard they thought the world of Sears. I wonder how much they thought of Sears and Monty over Montas, but also knew that if they didn't make a trade, the fan base was going to like go crazy on them. And how much of them are like, see, like that attitude. It's just a thought. I really have no idea if that's what's happening. And I know it kind of excuses them as like, whatever, but I did have that thought.
In like 15 years, we'll hear that the Pablo Lopez trade was at the buzzer that never went through.
Yeah. 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 Cool. All right. Hey, thanks for calling in, man. Appreciate it.
All right. Thanks for having me.
Cool. I'm tweeting out these Monty stats now. How are you doing, Maddie?
I'm good.
Did you see this? I'm going to tweet out the video of it, the picture of it.
With the pitch mix?
Yeah. They immediately dropped Monty's two-seamer and upped the four-seam. So they're so the two fastballs are like a mix.
Right.
It's worked.
Yeah, Miss Monty.
Yeah. Yeah. What you gonna do? What a bummer. Oh man, I got so many tabs open. I don't even know what to do with all these.
In other news, I just realized that the inside of my pockets have a design.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would they design the inside of your pockets?
I have no idea, but it's like a navy pair of shorts. And on the inside, the pocket is tan fabric with navy florally design, which I never noticed before. And I've owned these shorts for a long time.
Oh shit. How do you make a tilde on a Mac?
Oh,
I always just Google tilde and then copy and paste it. But
yeah.
I know there's a way that you hit some button and then you hit the dash.
Okay, let's see. Simply press shift plus the key next to the one.
Oh my god, it's just there.
But does it put it over the?
No, that's exactly what I wanted. Ah, damn. Stupid. The Asia Cup is trending on my Twitter, which probably the only Twitter that's trending on, I guess, unless you're from Kuwait or Hong Kong.
Asia Cup. What sport?
Cricket. So it's the qualifier. So Kuwait, Hong Kong, Singapore, and United Arab Emirates are all the four teams in it. And they play a round robin, and the top team gets to go to the Asia Cup, where they're going to get to play against like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, I'm guessing, who are in cricket. There's
Don't get me started on Bangladesh.
in cricket there's associates, which are countries that play cricket but aren't like good. Like they don't get automatic bids into shit. They're associate countries. And then there's full term or full team. This guy just made a crazy shot. So these are all like associate countries. Kuwait won. But what I was when I heard all those countries, I was like, those are like, it was Singapore versus uh Hong Kong. And I was like, man, those are two like city islands. Which one do you think is bigger in size, Hong Kong or Singapore?
Hong Kong?
Yeah, it is. Not that much. But I think Singapore is more densely populated. It was like 4 million to 2 million, where Kuwait has like 4.5 million people that live in Kuwait, but 2/3 of them are like expatriates or whatever. They're not Kuwaiti.
Right.
So the actual like percentage of Kuwaiti, I think they're called Kuwaitis, Kuwaiti people that live in Kuwait is only 1/3 of the population.
Oh.
And Kuwait has one of the highest like quality of living indexes in the world.
Right.
It's super rich. The education is really high. Like the amount of people that get educated, that live good lives, that life expectancy is big. I was reading all about Kuwait the other day because they were playing in this cup.
Nice.
It's pretty easy to understand why Americans are ignorant because all our sports are just continental.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, if you're a cricket fan or a soccer fan or any other sport that's big in these other countries, you constantly are playing other countries.
Yeah. I mean,
Or then, like, you might travel to the other countries because it's easier because Europe is like this, the size of the U.S. states. But like, I've learned more about the world since this year of following cricket, just because so many different countries have leagues or teams or travel, and then I get curious. I'm like, oh, what's that all about?
right. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big soccer guy. So I was familiar with the European a lot, but soccer, yeah, is popular around the world, but all of the big named players go to Europe. So that's not even as spread out as something like cricket.
Yeah, like New Zealand is playing the West Indies right now,
Right.
and I learned that Ghana, not Ghana, maybe Guyana,
Yep.
Guyana is like part of the West Indies, even though it's not an island. It's part of South America, but they're part of the West Indies in sports and stuff and considered a Caribbean nation. Isn't that wild?
That is.
Because they basically have the same cultural history as the Indies, which is like European owned slavery, like that, all that historical stuff. So even though they're part of the South American continent, they like there's Guyanese players on the West Indies team, and I was like, how is that possible?
Yeah.
Because Guyana is in between Brazil and Venezuela, but their culture is of the West Indies, which is all the islands. So it's like an island vibe, but they're not an island.
Interesting.
Just learn that. I was watching cricket and Hetmeyer's got pink hair, and I was like, "Where's this guy from?"
Huh.
And I googled it.
It does look like their capital's right on the water. So I wonder if it's one of those where like the more inland you go, the less populated it gets. So maybe that's why it goes
Yeah,
toward.
why? Because I think it's got that big like harbor, right, or river or something.
Yeah, it looks like a huge river.
And I think so that probably meant trade, which probably meant Spanish and Europe or whoever fought over it.
Mm-hmm.
Same with what's the country in the middle of Senegal? That's just
Oh, the Gambia.
the Gambia. Yeah, like that. actually was from GeoGuessr, where I saw it and I was like, oh my God, what is that? I have to find out all about this. And then I did a whole searching on the Gambia, which is also wild. The shape of the Gambia is like a worm because
Yeah.
they just wanted the river.
Right.
So Senegal, like the Gambia is basically a peninsula surrounded by Senegal all over it, but it's its own nation because they had the river, which is essential for trade and stuff.
It's like there's a river going through Senegal. Take the 1 mile north and south of the river along
Yeah.
the entirety of the river. That's Gambia.
Yes. And then they were getting confused with Zambia, right?
Yeah.
So they changed their name somewhat recently to the Gambia.
Oh, I was wondering why there was a the.
Yeah. Because Zambia is in, southern Africa above Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Their GeoGuessr and cricket has just made me an itch for geography because I like search for things after watching it. It's made me just know more.
There's also Namibia, which is somewhat similar sounding.
Just Google, if you've never seen it and you're listening, is Google shape of Gambia or shape of the Gambia. I'm sure the pictures come up and you'd be like, what? It looks so silly.
Search Namibia shape. They have a really long arm, which I'm wondering if there's something similar, but the arm goes towards the middle of Africa.
Yeah, is that just, yeah. I don't know. That's odd too. It's called the Caprivi Strip.
Interesting.
It is surrounded by Botswana. So it's like Senegal surrounds the Gambia, Botswana surrounds this strip of Namibia. I wonder. It was a German colony.
Oh, that whole thing.
When Namibia was a German colony, the Caprivi Strip was known in German as Caprivizipfel. Before colonization, it was known as Itinge. During a short-lived secession attempt around the year 2000, it changed its name. I don't know. That's not enough history for me. I need to know more. Pretty short Wikipedia on the Caprivi Strip. There's some cool YouTube videos on it.
Oh, time out. Speaking of YouTube video, I
Yeah.
watched one last night. I think the guy's name is Tom Scott. Do you know who that is?
Not off the top of my head, but I
Okay.
can go to
Yeah.
those YouTube videos and see if I have.
Let me just make sure that's his name.
Yeah. 5.23 million.
Yeah. This guy, reminds me of you if you were to just and find stuff that you thought was interesting.
Okay.
But I don't know how recent it's his 6th most recent video, Yellowstone Zone of Death. Have you ever heard of that?
No, sounds scary.
Basically, there's a strip of Yellowstone National Park that you're not able to enforce any laws within it.
Why?
Something because the 6th Amendment of the Constitution says that when you get tried, there has to be representation from like the state and the federal area that it happened in. And for most places, that's just the entirety of the state. Like Arizona, their federal area is just Arizona. But here, Yellowstone National Park is its own federal area. And then it leaks over into Idaho so that it's like technically nobody in Idaho lives in that area, so that you can't get anybody from the state to represent a court hearing or something like that.
Have people died there?
He said that there've been nothing like official deaths, but there have been a crime, and the guy brought it up, and they were like, "Yeah, I guess you're right, but we don't want to really let you go."
Damn. That's.
But if
Do you think,
anybody's interested,
do you think there's any morality to him releasing this video? Did he address that?
he was like, "I don't want to be here any longer," and he like left.
No, but do you think like there's anything of like allowing people to know this?
Apparently it was first written about by a lawyer in 2005, and he was like, "This should change because it doesn't make sense." And Congress has been aware but haven't done anything to change the law, so it's just kind of stayed that way since like the loophole was discovered.
It looks like Gabby Petito, the one that was murdered,
Yeah,
like her murder has something to do with she comes up when you search zone of death.
interesting.
Huh. Yeah. That is interesting.
Tom Scott explains it way better than I just did, and it's a 6-minute video. So if anybody wants to watch that,
I definitely recognize this guy.
he like has very viral videos every once in a while.
Yeah. I mean, he's got gray hair too, which I would have gray hair. I do have gray hair. I've been dyeing my hair and my beard.
Right.
I feel better about it. I'm not ashamed of it. It just makes me feel happier about when I see myself. So I'm pretty cool with it.
Right.
I haven't in a little bit. See my beard now. It's got a lot of white in it.
I see that.
But it's like touch of it's like the what's it called? The touch of gray or whatever.
Yeah.
What's that shit called?
Yeah, touch of gray.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like painting your beard. Like every time I trim it, then I just paint it.
Right.
And I shower it off. But I've been doing my hair too, which, dude, there were some weekly dumbs when I didn't get a haircut, or even when I did, where I was like, I'm not ready for that. Like it was like just like white.
Yeah.
I remember there was one. That's when I always saw it because I never wear a hat in weekly dumb.
Oh yes, and I assume that you watch most of those afterward.
Yeah, because Zach makes me laugh because it's not even like watching our own work.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
it's watching Zach's work.
Right.
And there was there was a weekly dumb where in the new office with the lighting and stuff. I was like, fuck. So I've been doing that. I'm the lightest I've been ever since probably college.
Oh boy.
What?
Speaking of, you can keep talking, but Trevor Plouffe just called in. I guess he wants to talk about your white hair.
Okay, have him call in.
He's
gonna tell me like Silver Fox, keep it, because that's what everyone says, but they don't actually mean it. If they had white hair, they wouldn't actually like mean that.
What's up, James?
What's up, Trev?
Oh, nada, man. Just about to go live with old C Rosie here. He can't figure out the amp app like usual, so. What are you doing?
I mean, who doesn't Rob set it up for you guys?
He just like can't open an app. That's all. That's all it is, James. Not a big deal.
Okay. All right. I'm good. We're talking about geography, I guess, and murder zones.
That's about right for you. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a zone where you're allowed to murder.
Where's the biggest murder zone going right now?
No, well, that's not it, but I would guess. Oh, I don't know. Gary, Indiana. I don't know where the most murders are happening. Chicago. But it's a zone where you can't get a jury because there's no jurisdiction. So if you like murder someone there, like there's no one owns it. Like there's no I guess that's what Maddie was saying.
Oh, okay. We're talking murder loopholes.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Like the ocean?
Well, the ocean, yeah, I guess, but someone claims it, right?
Oh, I got to go into our baseball today. James, I want to do a show with you, James. What the heck?
We're doing one Friday. No Jake again, right?
I don't know. Jay, who knows? Everything's all jumbled up. Love you guys on morning. I got to go to baseball today.
All right, see ya.
Bye,
Thanks
Trev.
for the chat, James.
All right, I found some of the weekly dumbs. I don't know when this came out. 2 months ago. Just so gray, fluffy, and gray hair. Switched it. Not like that anymore. Yeah. And I've lost weight. Haven't really been trying. But then I figure if I'm losing weight just out of stress and like not eating because of anxiety and stress, then I should like tap into that. So I did like a whole treadmill yesterday. I'm gonna try and do it again today. Just
Okay.
keep riding it out.
I like that.
Yeah. I guess we're probably at it an hour or so, right?
Yeah, this says 58 minutes, so
Well, I guess I can save it. I had this thought process the other day or the weekend when I watched James, because Katie was at my sister's bachelorette party, and it was that my personal Instagram is just pictures of James because all I do is take pictures of him. I don't understand. If I was a stay-at-home dad, I like would need another phone or something. Like all I do is like capture everything. And I know it's annoying when you don't have a kid, you're like, stop, blah, blah. But I think anyone that has a kid, they kind of relate to it. But I was like, damn, I need to like put other stuff on my Instagram because this isn't going to stop. So if anything, I just need to mix it up. And then I thought, well, why don't I like there's other shit I like that I don't really talk about now, like TV shows that I used to have an avenue. So I thought we could use morning to do like 30-second reviews or recaps of TV shows and shit that I'm watching or have watched.
right.
So it looks like we're out of time because I messed it up today. Because we've just been going, Maddie.
I don't even remember what we talked about. We just pressed go and went for an hour.
Yeah. I don't know if it was good or bad or not, but
I mean, you've said that. It's so easy to talk endlessly on a podcast, and then the short form is the harder part.
yes. And I don't think it's good when you're not structured. So maybe this wasn't good.
Potentially.
But shows that I've been because I do like shows. Although with James now, I watch more sports than ever because you can't pay attention. So you just need like something you can look at, look away, look at, look away. So when I watch shows, I like listening to everything. You can't do that.
Right.
And that's why I watched all these cricket and weird stuff because they're on at 9 a.m.
Right. Right.
Severance, watch Severance. Blackbird, I watched Blackbird. Becoming Elizabeth. 13 Bodies, the movie with the cave divers. Dark Winds, the AMC movie. The new Woodstock 99 doc. Katie and I started the new Elvis movie, but I haven't finished it. And I'm gonna watch the Game of Thrones, but I'm not qualified to give like Game of Thrones reviews because that is a level of like if you're going somewhere or you want to hear someone's opinion on Game of Thrones, you want to hear someone who like is in that world.
Yeah. Yeah.
The same way you're not going to listen to me do a football or even like a cricket podcast. I'm not like I enjoy it, but I'm not knowledgeable enough. And it's a genre where so many people are.
Right.
Did you see any of those that I just named? Do you watch shows and series a lot?
No, it's tough. Emily has a pretty limited what she'll watch tolerance. So it's mostly if it's not comedic, I don't watch it.
Yeah, I don't really like comedies.
Right. So Emily is a big like right now we're watching Community and it's just
I love Community.
comedy.
Yeah, I like Community. I like some comedies, but it's pretty hard. Like Katie will watch a lot of stuff. Like when she goes to put on a movie, she looks at the comedy section. I never do that because I think the hit rate is pretty low.
It is low. I think it was 2 nights ago. I was looking for something. Emily was there, and I was just strictly comedy section. And we landed on that movie. It has Will Ferrell and Vince Vaughn. They buy a frat house. They throw like Mitchapalooza. Forget what the movie name is.
Is this a real thing?
What does that mean?
I guess this is the age gap.
No, it's an old movie.
I know it's the age gap between you and I.
Oh, why?
Like
you know what that thing is?
old school.
Oh yeah, old school.
That's like I don't know. I would be like blanking on Superbad for me. Like that was like
Right.
that was the biggest movie of that year.
Right.
And like quoted like I mean it came out when I was in high school. So yeah, you were probably middle school or elementary school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, that was like that's a funny movie.
It was, oh, we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So my cousins have thrown parties like Richapalooza, Willapalooza, and I never got it. And I saw the sign Mitchapalooza. I was like, oh, wait a minute. This
I mean,
is
there's so many quotes from old school that you've had to heard that did you like put like you're my boy
Yes.
blue?
Yeah, a lot of what was in there. I was like, oh, okay, I got it.
Maybe best Bed Bath and Beyond. I don't know. I don't know if we'll have time. Or we're going streaking through the quad and into
Okay,
the
yes.
museum.
When I edited Phil's videos, I put the "We're Going Streaking" clip in there every once in a while because I put like a lot of memes throughout the videos, and I had no idea where that was from. And
Yeah, or like earmuffs, and then swearing.
yeah,
I thought we were in the cocoon in the nest when they're in the therapy session. Like
Yep.
that was a movie like Superbad, which came out 4 years ish later, where like every line was quoted.
right.
When he's like Will Ferrell's drunk and he's like, Snoop, Snoop-a-loop.
Yeah,
I like your green hat.
it was a good movie.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what Jake and I say from old school a lot?
What?
Holding,
Ah.
still holding. And he's doing the rings and smoking his cigarette.
Yeah.
Still holding. Or you know what's a really popular one that people probably say that you've heard a lot is we got to keep our composure.
I don't know if I've ever heard somebody say that in real life, but
Yeah. It's a good movie. Or fuck, what's the Dean Jeremy Piven? Jeez, didn't we lock you in a dumpster? He goes, yeah, I got out.
man.
Oh, that's good. Oh yeah, we might make some series reviews and movie reviews and stuff into here, and then cut them up to put them on my Instagram or Twitter or something like that.
Yeah.
So, all right, I gotta go. We got a meeting. I got a busy day. A meeting at noon, talking baseball at 1, meeting at 3.
Yeah.
Breakdowns and shit. Thanks for tuning in and listening. Appreciate you guys, and be back next week. Music, I guess, in your head. Just imagine it.